Hi, Virgo. This is your reading for January. This is a general read. It may apply to Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It may apply to any area of your life, but I am getting a strong love theme. The first column is going to represent what you need to let go of. The second or middle column is what you need to embrace or accept. And the final column is what's ahead of you. And then I drew an extra card, which is over here, and that's just your advice. So, right away, what you need to let go of is the Hierophant. Now, in reverse. So, the Hierophant in reverse can be many things. So, in terms of career, you could be working for a company that is doing unethical practices, that is behaving in a way that does not align to your beliefs, and you need to let that go. You could be working for a boss who's quite dogmatic, tyrannical, bossy, rigid, controlling, um, maybe even borderline abusive. You could also be deceiving yourself in any area wherever you are, and often, people say that, like, when we're being deceived, the biggest deception is often the deception we place on ourselves, because we are the ones who remain in that environment. And so you may be deceiving yourself and going against your own ethics and morals, and you may really need to ask yourself, why am I staying here if these aren't my beliefs? If my boss is making me, up code, why am I staying here? If my partner is cheating on me, why am I staying here? Because I'm getting a strong theme of infidelity here. The Hierophant in reverse can talk about a broken relationship, like a relationship that's already ended. It can also talk about someone who has stepped outside of the relationship and been unfaithful. It could talk also about a partner who is controlling and rigid, and maybe overpowers you, but they don't really allow that. And with Yang in reverse, it's a really fitting message. So the message in Yang reverse says, be mindful of the tendency toward impulsive action, overconfidence, and aggressive behavior. Think before you act, lest you find yourself in a situation that will lead to an uncomfortable consequence. Be sure you really want what you're chasing after, because you might be sorry when you get it. The appearance of this card isn't cause for fear, for life is all about learning lessons. Practice temperance, diplomacy, and thoughtful consideration before making a move. So, yes, for some of you Virgos, you are the ones who are being unethical. You are cheating, you are scamming, you are behaving in a controlling, rigid manner, and you need to lighten up. Yang is the masculine energy. And so when it's in reverse, someone might be overexerting their masculine energy, or in a controlling, unethical way, or you may be feeling controlled by their overly aggressive behavior. But this needs to end. So if you are behaving this way, you need to stop. And if you are in any environment where this behavior is going on, you need to ask yourself why you are tolerating it. Because it's not just a person who's deceiving you. The bigger issue is, why are you deceiving yourself? So that's the question to ponder. The central energy is what you need to accept or embrace. So, okay, so you have the Ace of Swords in reverse, and you have soulmates in reverse. So the Ace of Swords in reverse talks about lies. It talks about deception. It talks about lack of clarity. It talks about arguments. And you need to embrace that or accept it. And so I'm going to back up a notch and ask again, why are you deceiving yourself? Someone has shown you who they are through work, a religious institution, your relationships, whether, family, friend, romantic partner. Someone has already shown you who they are. And you don't want to listen. It's like you don't want to believe that this is who they are. But the cards are telling me that you need to just accept that and embrace it. Soulmates in reverse is a challenging card, especially in combination with this. I will be reading it. It is a number 5 in numerology, which it's a 41, which boils down to a 5. And it's in reverse, and 5s in general are quite challenging periods for people who kind of do numerology. 36. So, I'm sorry, I have to blow my nose quickly. It's so stuffy these days. Okay, so you are going to be, I'm going to read you the protection message. So, an important relationship brings you to your knees. This is the kind of soulmate who comes with a powerful gift. Your patterns and all your old stories that do not serve your well being enter into this dynamic so that you can heal them. This person is called to a sacred task to help you learn, even if it seems uncomfortable, sticky, or even inconceivable. The question is not why did he or she do this to me, but rather what is the gift in this? Look into the mirror. This will only be changed for the better. So, this is another really powerful reading. Virgos who are resonating, this looks like it's really rough. I understand that this is very hard, but you are only doing you're not doing yourself any service by denying the truth, not accepting it, whatever you want to call it, trying to fix this person, trying to work it out with this person. You're not. You're literally dragging on this pain, and it's going to get worse if you don't just embrace it and say, "Look, this person is not for me. This person hurt me, and screw them. I'm moving on." you know, this is heavy energy. So I'm getting for a lot of people. Yes, this could apply for work too. Maybe someone deceived you in the workplace. Maybe someone deceived you in a religious institution. I'm seeing deception, but it's not to you, it's for you. This, I'm not forgiving what this person did, but there is an important lesson for you to learn here. And you might have a theme in your life of attracting people who abuse you in some way. They don't value you, respect you. And the question that I'm going to ask you is, when will you start respecting yourself? That's the wise question that's come up. Because ultimately, people treat us the way we allow them to. Now, that doesn't mean if someone has deceived you or cheated on you that's your fault. It means that you have a choice. You can't change them, but you can leave them and walk away and not condone that behavior. So I don't mean to lecture. It looks like some of you might be staying in a relationship that has a lot of infidelity. Okay, moving on. Your last column is what is coming up for you. So you have the Empress in reverse, and it is combined with chopped wood in reverse. Now, the Empress in reverse, I don't want to make you, dread the future. The Empress in reverse isn't a really abundant energy. It's like the opposite of that. It's like this person feels a lack. This person may feel something is missing from within them. This person may really struggle with self-esteem and self-worth. And for some of you, you got it from this person. And this person isn't there anymore, or this person has hurt you. And so you're questioning your own self-worth with it, which is not right. Don't do that. The good news is I think that you're more or less doing this to yourself. And I shouldn't say doing it to yourself. I think that what you've been through has been very rough, but that your self-worth and self-esteem are not attached to anyone. And so what I'm seeing is that you may struggle with feeling like life is working out for you in the near future because something that you got so attached to something or someone, again, it could be a job, a church, something that you thought was maybe a soulmate relationship, and it's not. It's very evident that it's not. But I think that the reason you're the Empress in reverse is because you're not accepting it. If you accept this, you can flip this upright and start to heal. With chopped wood in reverse, let's see what the message says. Right away, I'm getting kind of like that you're missing out on other aspects of life because you're letting something take over. And you know, we all do that from time to time when something unpleasant happens. But anyways, where is it? Chopped wood. In reverse. So it says now's the time to take small steps rather than large leaps on the journey to creating your most prosperous life. Move your focus off your big dream and attend the mundane chores. Focus on the little things that may have piled up while you've been mapping out the greater plan of your life that you aspire to see manifest into reality. Chop wood, carry water, as the Zen proverb advises, or wash dishes, walk the dog. While you're doing all that, Spirit will have a chance to move mountains and set wondrous miracles in motion for you. Remain humble and aware of the present. So I think that you are not happy with the way things have unfolded. And in the near future, I'm seeing that you might let it get to you. Now, this could have been as something like, again, it's for a lot of you, this is more love, single, like whether you're single or coupled, this happened in love. But what I'm getting is that you just need to accept. That's the best way I can put it, because life isn't always blooming and blossoming and exciting for us unless we see it. And I don't think you want to see it right now because I think you're hurting, which is okay. And so that's why I drew this advice card, because I was like, oh, I don't want to end a reading like this. So I basically said, you know, how can Virgo become the Empress, feel abundant? And you got Judgment in reverse. And Judgment in reverse is saying pretty much what I've been saying, is that you need to accept, because Judgment in reverse is saying that the only person that's holding you back is you. Because Judgment in reverse is someone who might be a little fearful of change. This person may be afraid of what others will think. You know, maybe this person maybe you're in a relationship and you haven't told anyone what this person's been doing and you're holding it all in. And like, of course you would feel like this. No one will judge you. And the people who judge you are not your people, you know? And you need to stop worrying about what other people are going to think. You might be judging yourself. Like, how did I get into this again? How did I not see this again? And there's no point in throwing a pity party because it's not serving us. It's not going to help us grow. Judgment in reverse can often talk about repeating a cycle. So, or pattern that you haven't learned the lesson from. So I'm going to ask you to look back, whether this applies to work, a friendship, family relationships, a romantic relationship. What pattern is there? Is there a pattern of constantly being let down in some area of your life? And if there is, where do you hold accountability there too? That is the wise question of the day. So, Virgo, that is your reading. I'm sorry it was not a little bit more pleasant, but the good thing is, as soon as you accept it, I see that you're going to be moving forward. So I hope that that was helpful for someone and provided the guidance you needed to hear.